America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. So as we are just 2 days before Thanksgiving, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, to all my board members and to everybody else. We have no item number 2. It was an application that we saw last month, and we asked them to come back with some additional ideas, and they're not ready for us yet, so there is no number 2 tonight. Because we are almost to December, I'm just going to remind everybody about our snow policy. In the event that town hall is closed, our meeting is canceled. It is not rescheduled, it's not postponed, our meeting is canceled. And anything that would have been on the agenda would just get moved to the next meeting. Excuse me. So in the event that you get scheduled for a public hearing for next month, we're going to ask that you change the date on your sign, okay? Just to make sure you're reflecting when the real meeting would be, okay? So, with that said, we have the next upcoming meetings are Tuesday, December 22nd, so just a couple days before Christmas, and then Tuesday, January 26th. We do have one set of minutes to approve with very, very slight amendments. Do I have a motion to approve as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we do need to adopt our calendar of meetings for next year. So we did check, none of these are holidays or, anything like that, so.
Yeah, so I make a motion to adopt the 2021 calendar of meetings as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, good, thank you. All right, so in the order of our business, the first thing we have up this evening is a public hearing. That's an application that this board has already reviewed. And now it's in, we want to hear from any neighbors that might have anything to tell us about the application. But otherwise, after that one public hearing, all the rest of the evening is just reviews, which are generally the first time that we're seeing applications. And you'll see that we'll work through with what your application's about, and then set you up for a public hearing when it's ready. So with that said, item number 1, Appeal 3975, Presbel, Donna Presbel, 3 Tina Lane, Hopewell Junction, is requesting a 10-foot rear line variance for a 933 square foot addition pursuant to the Schedule of Bulk Regulations, and a 2-foot height variance to have an existing 6-foot fence in the front yard pursuant to section 194-98. Is there anybody here for this application? I'm not seeing. I'm sorry, what? I'm here for Donna. You're here for Donna? Okay. So do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so, good evening. And you are? Peter Sabatino. Okay, I'm a father. Okay, did she sign anything to authorize you to be here for her? No, but it's an immediate family member, so, actually, you're the reason we're doing this, so come on up.
I think it's permissible, we'll allow it.
Come on up.
You're,
Right, exactly. That dawned on me. You're gonna be living there, so.
I'm a licensed professional engineer, so.
Okay, cool, no problem. All right, so, so this first application is to do an addition in the back of the house, for her to be able to allow her parents to move in. That's what we were told. When we took a look at the application, one of the things that came to our attention was that that's Lake Walton Road. Well, on Lake Walton Road there is a bit of a 6-foot fence, not immediately on the road. It's actually a bit further in, closer to the house, but because the house has 2 front yards, it's technically in a front yard. So we do have to deal with that. You can't even see it. I drive by Lake Walton Road all the time.
Yeah,
So,
it's all hidden.
It's all hidden. There's a lot of vegetation there, so it's very well screened. It does not stick out, call anybody's attention or anything to that. So at this point, are there any questions or comments from board members?
No, I'm good.
I don't have any comments.
I think we explored this one pretty well
yeah,
last month.
I don't have any comments.
Okay, so is there anyone here who wishes to speak for or against the request from Donna Presbel, 3 Tina Lane, Hopewell Junction, requesting a 10-foot rear line variance for a 933 square foot addition And a 2-foot height variance to have an existing 6-foot fence in the front yard. So seeing none, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And,
This is appeal number 3975. Applicant is Donna Prisville, requesting a 10-foot rear line variance for a 933 square foot addition pursuant to the schedule of bulk regulations, and a 2 feet height variance for the requirement of section 194-98 of the zoning ordinance for a 6-foot fence to be located in front of the front line of the house. The property is located at 3 Tina Lane, Hopewell Junction. A resolution offered by zoning board member Aziz Hassan, whereas the applicant proposes to add a 933 square foot addition to her home to allow enough living space for her to create an accessory residential unit for her aging parents. And whereas the applicant is on a corner lot with a property also fronting a Lake Walton Road, and whereas there is a 6-foot high fence located along Lake Walton Road, which is a front yard, and whereas the screening that exists in front of the fence is sufficient, and whereas this action is a type 2 action under seeker and no further action is required, and whereas the legal notice was published in the Southern Dutchess News on November 11, 2020, and whereas the Zoning Board of Appeals held a public hearing on November 24, 2020, and whereas the Zoning Board of Appeals finds that the granting of the variance will not produce an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or be a detriment to the community, as the property will remain residential in nature and the fencing has been in place for many years. The desired result cannot be achieved by some other means without substantial construction of the house. The variance for the addition is more than 50% of the footprint of the existing home, but would provide ample and appropriate first floor living space for the applicant's elderly parents. The proposed area variance will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental condition. Now therefore be it resolved that the Zoning Board of Appeals hereby approves the request by Donna Prisville for 1, a 10-foot rear line variance for a 933 square foot addition pursuant to the schedule of bulk regulations, and 2, a 2 feet height variance for the requirements of section 194-98 of the zoning ordinance for a 6-foot fence to be located in front of the front line of the house, subject to the applicant complying with all the requirements of the zoning ordinance and the state building code for accessory residential units, and that the fence along Lake Walton Road does not extend further than what appears on the survey dated September 22nd, 2020, completed by Sheridan Land Surveyor. Be it further resolved that within 5 business days of the adoption of this resolution, the chair or other duly authorized member of the zoning board shall cause a copy of the resolution to be filed with the town clerk and a copy sent to the applicant owner.
is there a second?
Second.
Votes as follows: Jim,
Aye.
Aziz,
Aye.
Rocco,
Aye.
and myself, aye. So your motion carries, you're all set. Now you're just, you'll deal with the building department, okay? So you can apply for your permit. When you're ready to start construction, you'll go and apply for the building permit. Yeah, so now that this is approved, this will go down to them. All right, so they'll know that you're ready for it. Okay? Have a good evening. Okay, so as I said earlier, there is no item number 2, so we're going to go right to item number 3, which is Appeal 3976, Daniel Woods. Daniel Woods, 106 Boxwood Circle, Hopewell Junction, is requesting a 5-foot sideline variance for a generator pursuant to Section 194-107 of the zoning ordinance, and a 1-foot variance for an existing shed pursuant to 194-107 of the zoning ordinance. Mr. Woods, good evening. Good. Okay, so this is the first we're seeing your application, so if you don't mind taking us through what you're
Okay.
looking for.
So the way my house is situated, and where the utilities are on the left side of the house. And in order to get a generator, there's a 15-foot variance in the community. And,
You probably should explain that you're in
I'm in Four Corners.
Four Corners.
Four Corners Development,
So
yes.
it was a cluster development, so the lots are much smaller, so you have smaller side yard or setbacks than other regular properties would.
Yes. And if you notice the way my house is, we had put an addition on the side of the house. That was for my in-laws, so that meant that the house is a little wider than some of the other similar models. So if I didn't have that addition, we would have the clearance, but since I had that addition, and yeah, it's only 10 feet from the property line where we're gonna put the
Have you
generator.
discussed this with your neighbor?
No, I have not.
Okay, you may want to discuss it, if you can, get a
Okay.
letter from them before the next meeting.
Okay,
Because they're the closest person we would have to listen to if they had objections, so. And we're talking emergency generator, so it would likely be running when nothing else is making any other noise, so it could be disturbing, okay?
okay.
All right?
Yeah, I believe on the side of their, well, I will talk to them, that's fine.
All right, so comments or questions from board members? The electric service is on that side, it makes sense to put it there.
Yeah, so where that little, right before the generator, that little out piece is a gas fireplace, and it has to be 5 feet away from any opening within the house.
Okay?
So that's where we have it, and also the gas and the electric service come in on that side of the house as well.
So comments or questions from board members?
No, I mean, the shed is only 14 feet, so a foot up there was not a big deal.
Right.
The generator is at the location where it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, it's a cluster, so it's, they don't have much room to put it elsewhere, so I don't have an issue.
So you say the gas service, that's by natural gas, by a pipe, or is that
Natural
propane?
gas, yeah, the natural gas meter and the electric meter are on that side of the house.
Is there a requirement that that has to be away from any electrical?
Not that
Are you sure? You better, you need to check on that. They
the electrician that was there,
you didn't say anything?
he didn't say anything about that.
I know for propane, you have to be at least 10 feet away from anything for propane, I think it's 10, maybe 15 feet. So check on that. I haven't looked at that in a while. Just
Okay.
make sure that you're not in any kind of violation for that where you're
Okay.
gonna put it, okay?
I'll check with him. He does the gas and electric. I called them today earlier to let them know that I was coming here tonight for the variance.
Okay.
I sort of jumped the gun with everything, and I had several people tell me that I need a variance, so I figured I'd file for the variance.
Just a little cautionary thing to make you check. I don't have any other objection or anything.
Okay.
I think most importantly, like the chair said, check with your neighbor, because it's gonna be pretty close to them, and the generator does make a lot of noise. I think if they're okay with it, then you're probably good, but,
Okay.
I think that's your first step,
Okay,
just to make sure, otherwise you're gonna be going through all this, and, you know, they're not gonna be happy, so.
okay. Sounds good.
Right, and for the record, the Four Corners Homeowner Association has already pre-approved your request, so it's in the record, so I don't have an issue. Motion to advertise?
Thank you.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so Jackie will give you your instructions for
Okay.
your sign, okay? And then we'll see you next month.
Okay, thank you so much.
Snow willing.
Thank you.
You too. All right, item number 4, Appeal 3977, Dorothea Monroe. Dorothea Monroe, 2 Jennifer Drive, Wappingers Falls, is requesting a 2-foot height variance to have 250 linear feet of a 6-foot fence in the front yard pursuant to 198-98 of the zoning ordinance, and a front yard variance to allow 2 sheds, 10 foot by 12 foot and 8 foot by 10 foot, to be located in the front yard pursuant to section 194-107 of the zoning ordinance. This parcel has 3 front yards. So come on up. For the record, I live on Brandy Lane. I walk by this house all the time, okay? So, yeah, I regularly walk by. I will tell you, I don't normally walk the Hillside Lakeside Road because of all that traffic and everything there. But I made it a point last Sunday or the Sunday before to actually walk along there, like literally sometimes taking your life in your hands. And there were at least 3 other properties that had 6-foot fences, all in different shape. I actually had to go looking for the fence that's in your survey, because there's like this wire fence that's there with a couple posts. I'm gonna hope that you're gonna take what's there down as you replace it.
The little.
Yeah, yeah, it's in such horrible shape that it was, like, I literally had to go looking to look for it, okay? Because it's just, so, It's probably just at this point so deteriorated, it's just gonna sink in the ground soon anyway, but get the wire out of there at least, okay? So, and then I will tell you, because I've lived on Brandy for almost 30 years now, these folks, when they bought this house, they really bought a house that had been, you know, pretty much abandoned for years, and they have so turned it around, so I do compliment you on the way you maintain the property, and you've done all sorts of improvements to it, so, you know, thank you very much, because as a neighbor, okay, and I'm like, I don't know, you know, I'm the next street over, but as a neighbor who walks by it, I appreciate all the work you've done to it.
Thank you.
So again, as I'm telling you, Jennifer Drive, the way it hooks around, it actually goes around the front of the house and then around the side of their house, and where it connects them with Hillside Lake Road. So that's why they really do have 3 front yards, because their garages are on the side. Even though it's only 2 streets, it's really 3 sides.
It's a
Yeah.
peninsula.
Yeah, it's a pretty, you know, unique situation in that case.
Or
Right.
it's
And-
like Florida, or it's like at, Italy, the peninsula. That's what it is.
Yeah, yep.
And even you don't have a whole lot of backyard there either. You know, you really don't have a lot of distance between there and Hillside Lake Road, so. So there's, you know, there's a lot of fast traffic that goes along there. There's, you know, there's quite a bit of traffic there. So, you know, as I said, I walked along there. There were multiple other 6-foot fences already along there, right, even from the opposite, where Clove Branch Road comes out, and then, you know, 2 other ones. So this is certainly within keeping in the neighborhood. The only thing I was gonna ask was what type of fence you were gonna put up.
It's a special fence that's black. It's a black fence. I had to order it all the way from Washington, because everyone that I was asking about a black fence for, they said that black fence is warped. This is made by the special material of vinyl, so that it won't warp in the sun.
Okay, wow, okay.
Yeah, because black would absorb the heat and sort of
I'm
melt it.
sorry,
Yeah, the black would absorb all the heat.
Correct.
Actually soften the vinyl, make it sag, yeah.
Right, that's why I looked up this, particular company, and they said they make it with a special material
Yeah,
in the vinyl, so it won't warp with the heat. So it's by Black Line, and it's pretty good. They had quite a few different pictures of it, and good reviews. So
Good.
I said,
And
okay.
there are some trees in that area still, so it should give it some shade, but.
Yeah, we got rid of
Yeah.
quite a few trees this year. One just recently fell down because of the hurricane,
Yeah,
but a lot of them were elm, and they were being eaten up by some bugs.
okay,
So we're losing a lot of those trees.
right.
So-
Yeah, the property that on your side of the house, the opposite side, so the one closest to your neighbor, you've really done a lot in terms of clearing that out, so, so that's where you're proposing to put the shed. There's one shed there now,
Yes.
okay, and you're proposing to put a second shed there.
Next to
So,
it, yes.
again, because the lot itself isn't very wide, you know, pretty much anything that they're gonna do is gonna end up needing a variance or end up being in a front yard, so that's what the issue is.
Looking at your survey, I do understand that you only have 1 backyard and 3 front yards, clearly. There's a fence that actually is going into the neighbor's property, which may or may not belong to you, I do not know. So I guess just my only recommendation is to make sure that the fence that you're putting, the new fence, is on your property and it follows the survey.
Right.
So this issue, other than that, I would like to motion to advertise.
yeah, I would just note that the shed proposed location seems to be the most secluded section of the whole property.
And there is actually some more screening over there as
Yeah,
well, so.
yeah.
The one question I had, Michael, their house itself is showing that it's 45.5 feet away. So should we do a front yard for the house just to clean
Sure,
it
just
up?
to clean it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna need a 5-foot variance for the house itself. We don't actually have the measurement to the front stairs. And that might, you know what, that's gonna end up being a little bit,
It looks like it's about the same, if you carry the line straight across.
you think so?
Yeah,
You're
Because
talking
the
about the
road
side
keeps-
stairs for
No,
the,
no, the front porch steps.
oh, the front porch ones,
So, there's technically steps
yes.
are part of the house, and
Correct.
so we need to make sure if we're gonna just clean this up, then let's just get you the variance. for
My scientific method here with my thumb holding the mark indicates it's a little bit further away.
You think it's further? Okay,
Yeah, 'cause the way
just
it
a
curves.
smidgen.
right, okay.
I mean, I would just,
Oh, it's
And I
past-
So you
presume,
just had this survey done,
yeah, I presume if it was closer,
September
they would have
3rd.
marked it.
Yeah.
right? So I'm amazed your surveyor didn't put this measurement on there.
About the steps or the deck?
The front porch and the steps, right?
The deck or the front porch?
The front porch and the steps, we need
Oh.
that measurement.
Oh, okay.
But you know what, we need
I
the
see.
measurement for the back deck as well.
The
Yeah, he did.
the steps,
yeah, the deck also, because the deck might be
If
under-
that's 61 feet,
correct, and the deck is like 10 feet, that's like cutting it at 50
Yeah.
feet.
your deck in the back, how far out does that come?
I'm gonna
Is it
say
like-
maybe about 5 feet out.
no.
No, it's
No,
gotta
it's
be more
gonna
than
be more
that.
than that. It's half the size and width of your house. The
Yeah.
deck in the back, not the
The
one in the
deck in the
front.
back,
Right.
maybe about 10 to 12 feet out. I don't
Yeah,
know.
10 to 12 is what I was
But
thinking.
12 puts them under 50 feet, that's why I'm
Exactly, yeah.
asking.
So is it possible for you to get updated survey for the deck, and so we
I
can,
can ask him to do it.
because,
I'm sure he has it.
He should have put these measurements on here.
Either that or
Okay.
we could turn around and measure it and put it on, if that's okay.
No, let them do it, because then it'll be exact.
yeah,
Thank you.
because they already have the electronic thing, and so they can do it electronically much faster.
And
Yeah,
he
we're-
should have done it in the first place,
Yeah.
okay? So
I
it should not
understand.
cost you anything to do this, he should have done this, so.
Understood.
So, yeah, we're not looking just for the width of the deck, we want to know how far the deck is from the property line, so you
'Cause again,
can't
that
do.
property
Oh, that's
line-
You can't do that.
way more than 25 feet.
Yeah, but it's gotta have to be more than 50, and it's
Gotta be
very
your-
close
it's-
to
This is
50.
your front, remember, it's a front yard, because it's
Right.
on a street, so it's gotta be 50 feet.
Right, okay, I
Oh, but
understand.
wait, this is Hillside Lake Road. This is a county road,
Yes.
so it's gotta be 100 feet,
Impossible.
Okay,
which is impossible.
So we have to have,
We have to get a real measurement, and then, so we have to add that measurement
Okay. so-
here as well, please.
Do you have a copy of your survey there?
I do.
You want me to mark it, and you'll know which ones we're looking for?
we just circle the sections, the corners that we need.
So we need this distance, assuming it's the closest to the thing, it should be, and then also this one.
But the steps in the front, the steps
Okay.
protrude out the most in the front.
Yeah, assuming, yeah, that they're,
Yeah, there's a step also by the deck.
Because if that other measurement is 53.1 inch, then those steps are gonna be less than 50.
so,
Yeah, probably about 48, 49.
Yeah.
2,
Unless it's two steps.
So can you come back next month, or you'd rather have it?
Yeah, I think what we'll do though, is she should be able to call this in. Hey, when do you need to notice this?
2, in that corner to your property line, and then the steps to the property line, and the nearest corner of your deck to the property.
The last what?
Okay, so 1, 2, and 3.
So it's next Monday.
Whoops, I'm sorry. Well, that's why, I'm just testing you.
So like,
Accidentally picked it up.
So, Mrs. Monroe, do you think you'll be gonna be able to call your surveyor tomorrow to ask? Okay. Because they really should be able to get you this information very quickly, and if they can, and you can call Jackie with it, then we can have you on for your public hearing next month.
Okay.
I mean, you're not, when are you hoping to put this fence up?
In the summer. 'cause
Okay, so we're not in any rush? Okay, so then why don't go nuts, because it's Thanksgiving, and tomorrow's the day before Thanksgiving. So if you can get your measurements before, in time for the next meeting, then we'll set you up for a public hearing in January, okay? Yep. I am gonna tell you, I don't even recommend putting a sign on Hillside Lake Road because of the traffic over there. Normally, I would tell you to put 2 signs up. instead, what I think I would do is have one at the corner of Jennifer
At
and
the point,
Hillside Lake.
yeah.
Okay, and then one in front of your house on Brandy, on Jennifer, okay? So still two signs, but I don't want to distract any drivers on Hillside Lake Road, sorry.
Yeah, corner will serve the purpose.
It serves a purpose, more people are turning there, it would get more attention there anyway.
No, I understand.
So just have your surveyor update this whole survey.
Right,
And the thing is, you can ask them that you are doing, in front of the zoning board, to put that plot plan of the zoning board requirements on the thing with a dotted line, so then it's very clear to you or everybody else
right.
what your footprint is for the zoning board requirements.
Okay,
And then that'll solve everything.
I'll call him.
And he might find something else that we missed. So,
Okay.
thank you, so we'll see you next month.
We'll see you next month, okay?
Thank you.
All right,
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too, thank you.
All right, so this needed a variance for the 100-foot from Hillside Lake Road. And the 50-foot from Jennifer.
Yeah. You too, thank you.
Bye-bye now, good night.
All right, I'm not seeing
Seeing anybody
anybody else here. Mid Hudson Development Corp.?
Motion to adjourn.
Can you just check out in the lobby to make sure they're not hanging out there? Or hanging out
Don't see
outside?
anybody around.
You got 30 seconds.
I have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy
We
Thanksgiving.
did it in 30 minutes.
A new record.
Oh, this is like-
Probably more like